Alright, an outdoor video. I think so anyway. Yeah, it's recording. Anyway, okay, on the subject of the InTernets and the fact that it's fail. And so I did sort of bring this up in one of my anti-Indonesia videos, that there could be infrastructure on the internet that would be very socially useful in terms of the public soapbox and having a really good mechanism for speaking our mind, exercising our franchise, as they say. Well, that's the voting, but having our say. And if you had something that's more secure than this, call this 800 number to vote kind of nonsense. This fake kind of generated popularity, and something that required people, they only had so much capital they could use, and they had to use it carefully, and they had a real incentive to know what they were investing their approval or disapproval in. Something, a system that just made that more representative, sort of like a duplicate of the real democracy that would take place on the internet, and would have more of a direct democracy, a feel to it, and give politicians something to think about, for sure, and also give people some sense that they're part of the argument, that they're not being ignored, that their voice is being heard by somebody. And we just don't have anything like that. And the internet could be like that, but it won't be like that if capitalists are going to be who's going to give us our internet. And there's lots of reasons why you can't monetize things like the news and different things. It just isn't going to work. There's got to be some things that are above pollution by commercialism, and our free speech is one of them. It's got to be something that there's a system, and the system is the system, and it's a fair game, and fair umpiring, and fair rules, and all of that. We've got to construct it. We've got to make it. Can't just wait for the capitalist to give it to us, especially in a capitalist environment that's so much about not informing consumers, but in basically cheating consumers. I mean, that's the game. We should ask for a better game. Advertising only works on certain kinds of mentalities. Some people find advertising reason not to buy a product. They see the advertising and they say, gee, they think I'm really stupid. I'm not going to buy something from them. Or they say something in their small print, or they have some sort of racket, and you just revealed that why do I want to do business with people that feel the need to do that? So many, people being incapable of seeing past coupons and rebates and all the other rackets. The low APR financing, except when, and then we'll crucify you. The catches that are in all of this stuff. But we just don't have that kind of a public library style internet, is what I've called it. But that's what we should have. And these people are just so anti-government. They think the government's incapable of not necessarily financing, but even contributing to any kind of social infrastructure, beyond some sort of maintaining the national parks and doing the military thing or something. And if we're not going to use government for more than that, then we're not going to have much of a civilization. If that's all it's about, it's just disappointing. What could be and what we have, just two different things. And again, in the context of trying to be activist, either as a philosopher or in the real world in terms of, human rights abuses and whatnot that take place, and trying to come up with some mechanism to do something constructive, to use your capital as a citizen your opinion, your vote, and to change policy and to correct, to fix what's wrong. And so much of that isn't going to happen in this broken, fake popularity. They're not even sound bites now. We're reduced to twits and tweets and twats and all this crap. In that environment, there's not going to be anything called anything useful or constructive. All this broken, what corporation do you belong to is what we're coming down to. Do you do YouTube, or do you do Facebook, or do you do whatever, Reddit, whatever the hell that is. It's just all these segmented, broken, disconnected, keeping us disorganized, which is to no one's advantage except the corporations, except people who want us powerless, want themselves in control and not us. And that's the sad truth of it. So anyway, it's just an internet infrastructure video, I guess. There's just so much, regarding the history of the internet and its development, and how none of it was ever deliberate enough. None of it was well planned or well engineered. It's the sloppiest, ugliest monstrosity of a building ever constructed. And that's why it's just so broken. I mean, it's so full of con artists and crooks and criminals of all sorts. People selling you antiviral software who are really infecting your computer, so you need their software. I mean, just insidious kinds of gaming that's going on. And it's because we never built it right from the start. And by we, I don't mean some authority necessarily. It's just that you have to do things through some sort of organization that establishes standards, and that organization bailed out early, and everything just went chaos, and you're just not going to build, not even chaos, but it went self-interest, narrow interest, special interest, started defining the game. And that was a real big mistake. So anyway, summer's here, a lovely day, and such and so forth and whatnot. And but depressing. Yeah, it's just depressing to even sit here and appreciate the fact that I have this liberty that other people don't have. And for no good reason. And somehow it's acceptable to most people that these are the standards we live by. I mean, these are arguments I've already made, but I want to lose a real game. I want to lose by real rules. I don't. This whole nature is so cruel and unfair. And so much of what we could do as humans could be fair. It could be that at minimum. We can apply fairness. We can make fair rules. We can make a good game. And instead, people seem very happy and satisfied for the human race to just mimic nature's chaos. Keep it sloppy and inefficient and ineffective. All because they're what? I think what it comes down to is they know that they have special advantages in their life and they want to keep them. They don't want a fair game because they don't think they can compete in one. It's a sad truth. Anyway. I got kind of depressed. Yeah, it's a depressing subject, I suppose. On some level. The internet that could be. Like I said, I mean, there's so much about our democracy is just so primitive and so archaic, and we could have so much more in terms of forcing arguments and elevating arguments and requiring people to be on the subject and relevant to what's already been established in arguments. Instead, they just redundantly keep saying the same crap over and over. year after year. And now with the special sauce of truth or bibble babble, a bunch of loony conspiracy nuts and the rest of it, I think they're going to somehow deal with the problem by being outrageously paranoid and silly. And it ain't going to fix anything. So, should go. I somehow feel like the aesthetics of the moment will be lost if I turn the camera off, but I don't think it will. I think the sun will stay in the sky, and the sky will stay clear, and so I think I'll just say to hell with this and see you later. Till next time, and such. I don't think I have to. There's probably notes I have to say to other people. They leave little dopey messages. See if I can think of any. Okay, well, Piro said something. Some website about, well, these experts, I feel, so it's not his opinion, so now he's saying he's defaulting to the experts. They're not experts. There's no way you become an expert in whatever, the psychology of nation progress. I think that's like saying there was some expert that could engineer a Martin Luther King or something. There just are no experts anymore. What changes the world is silly shit, and so I just don't know how do your experts know that it's better to keep placating terrorist nations instead of saying, no, we're just not going to play with you anymore. It's fine, you can be Muslim and crazy, just be crazy in your own little island and stay the hell away from civilization, you crazy fucks. But anyway, yeah, I don't, there's no such thing as an expert. I think that's just a pile of shit. Because they set up an organization, they're experts. What makes them experts? That they worked maybe for the State Department, so they were actually part of the corruption that allowed the corruption to exist in the first place. So they're experts at facilitating and maintaining corrupt systems, and I'm supposed to default to their judgment? That wouldn't make any sense. And they mentioned flavor cons, and which is just, you're going to do some kind of stupid ass thing. Anyway, they're just little icons for a website. And yeah, I know about flavor cons, favicons. I call them flavor cons for some reason, but anyway, I know about them. And the only reason why mine were broken was because I just never changed the address of them, when the website got blown up because of the stupid thing with GoDaddy. So, but yeah, I don't think it's too big a deal, actually. But anyway, any other business? Yeah, whatever. In different skies, boo-boo. It's kind of nagging me to contact the authorities about the letter I received. And I just don't. I'm not much of a contact the authorities kind of guy. So I don't see that happening. I think it's just a guy trying to get me to waste money, or trying to, he's just playing a game. And it's evil and it's wrong and all that shit. But yeah, I don't want to make a federal case out of it. And the odds are it's a fake address and a fake post office box. So he was just trying to get me to throw my money away or something. Who knows? But I'm just saying, this probably isn't any way to get to this guy anyway. So unless there's notice that he's made mailings to more than just me, I guess it's not something I feel that needs to be pursued. But we'll see. If somebody else gets a letter, well, then we'll know. It's just depressing, people. This sucks so bad.